What are you YouTube? It's your boy Dooley J, man. We back in that mode. Just seen an op nigga. He was looking like a hoe. Shout out to all my niggas. They gonna shoot him like free throw. If I catch you fucking lacking, I'ma shoot you from the flow. See, I kept on some little stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna drag you. Listen, bro. We got another banger right now. This video is a short one, but I seen it while scrolling. It is called Marvel's Most Menacing and Brutal. And yeah, I'm overdoing it because they in caps. Villains. The Sentinels from Days of Future Past. Listen. If you did not watch this movie, it's an X-Men movie to be precise, on everything I love. This video is gonna break down who they talking about when they say the villains. On everything I love, I forgot all about these niggas until I seen the thumbnail. So listen, like I always say, bro, sit back, relax, scratch your ass crack, cause I already know, man, we finna get it busting. But other than that, I'm gonna just let the video talk for itself. Let's just watch it, folks.
The Sentinels are perhaps the scariest villains in any Marvel movie in recent years.
Mic up.
Plenty of MCU, Sony, and 20th Century Fox movies have villains that are intimidating,
who is that?
threatening, and engaging,
Look,
but none are just as straight
boy.
up menacing as the Sentinels in Days of Future Past. These things just don't care. They have one goal and one goal alone, and they will stop at nothing to complete it. Once you see those yellow eyes, you know there's basically no winning.
Bro,
you
dead
run
ass.
or you die.
On my life.
Hell, this movie shows us that in the first 5 minutes. I remember watching this in the theater for the first time, and it felt like I had barely just sat down, and already Iceman is getting his head popped off, Colossus is getting stomped,
like dead
everybody else
serious,
is just
bro.
getting slapped around. The movie came...
And let me tell you why I'm laughing. This is like a nerd edition. I'm gonna start really labeling some of my reaction videos like nerd edition. But listen, bro, on everything I love, when I first watched this as well, on God Knows Taybacks, I'm like, so can nobody do nothing against them? Like nobody, not even like. Bro, them things that they going against is supposed to adapt to any and almost every living organism. Or bro, anybody that got powers, bro, from what I know.
Came about back in
Correct
2014,
me if I'm wrong. And
at this point, the MCU formula had already been very clearly established. It definitely worked, but it didn't lend itself well to building the tension needed for an actually imposing villain. It's hard to make your antagonist effectively scary while your protagonists are cracking jokes every couple of minutes. Days of Future Past, however, completely flips that on its head. As soon as the mutants know the Sentinels are on their way, there's no witty one-liners or quips. All they can do is stand there and prepare themselves for the worst.
Basically what he just said right there, because I'm a black boy. I'm gonna break this shit down for the niggas that got no attention span. He just said, with Marvel, with the MCU, you always gonna get jokes. It gets serious a little bit, but it's always some jokes, so it takes away the dark mood. I said this the other day, I swear on everything I love. With X-Men films, people call them bad. I say they low-key better than MCU films. On my life, no taybacks. All the Fox films of the X-Men, I swear to God, because they was all serious. Yes, they had jokes, but bro, they were so barely, bro. But look, I'm gonna play it, bro. I'm in my nerd mode,
unstoppable efficiency of a perfect machine. The Sentinels engage the mutants, and to the audience, it immediately becomes clear that this isn't going to be like other Marvel movies. These villains don't feel pain, they don't get distracted, they barely even stop moving, as again and again the X-Men hit them with everything they've got. And then we get this perfect scene where the music begins to build and swell.
Hey, I just want to know, can somebody take them down,
as they realize their attacks are ineffective, and the Sentinels actually adapt right before our very eyes. When I say this was terrifying the first time I saw it in the theater, I really mean it. I had seen the Sentinels in the comics before, and yeah, they were scary, but they were pretty cool antagonists.
What they just look like some bots.
But these Sentinels were just different. They were machines. They didn't feel like they were adapted from a comic book. They felt like they were adapted from a horror novel. Not only do the Sentinels kill a mutant, but they render their powers, their special abilities, and essentially their entire identity, which many of them have probably struggled with
every
their whole lives
living mutant, I
completely void.
God.
They are a perfect and completely invalidating foil to the X-Men in this movie. The design of the Sentinels is also a strong point in this movie. Sleek, tall, and dark, they strike a very imposing figure. Their proportions are also pretty unusual, with elongated limbs and neck. It's very evocative of the Uncanny Valley effect. I already mentioned their eyes, and they do a lot for the design, being the one splash of color in an otherwise colorless palette.
Why this nigga
Several times throughout the movie,
though?
you can see the scales on the Sentinel's body change, allowing them to adapt and change to overcome whatever mutation they're dealing with.
Bro,
they actually seem to have a bunch of different powers they can access. Adaptation, super strength, flight, shape-shifting, energy projection, and maybe even more. The Sentinels aren't just menacing, they're also just really, really cool. In the final battle, we see the X-Men have to bust out their big guns to actually do some damage to them. Storm and Magneto do team up in a really cool scene and do a bit of damage, but it doesn't last long, and still Sentinels march on.
I'm saying though,
I saw it often mentioned that the Sentinels could be observed as prioritizing, taking out some mutants before others. In the final battle, they get Storm and Magneto out of their way first, the two biggest hitters.
Dead
This shows that
ass.
despite their silence, they have a predatory level of intelligence and work together with frightening coherence. I honestly don't know if we've ever seen such an intimidating villain
Yo,
in a
I don't know
Marvel
why that
movie
nigga
since
was
then.
just
Don't get me
screaming like
wrong,
that.
there are some excellent Marvel villains out there that have been adapted to the big screen. But at the end of the day, they're all doing the same thing. They throw the heroes around for a
Oh my
while, they give a
lord.
big monologue on their
Alright,
origins
bro.
or their
We ain't got a hell
motivations,
out of hate
and
shit. But
generally
he's
they
spitting
do
facts
what a
though.
comic book villain does. They play up the villain aspect well, but typically you're not really afraid that the main character in these films is going to fail or die. Granted, there are exceptions to this.
Now that is true
Sometimes
though,
they really
bro.
are just
Hold
trying to
on.
outright kill the hero. The first time we see the Winter Soldier comes to mind. That's a thrilling fight scene with plenty of tension. Yet still, at the end of the movie, the hero escapes unscathed.
Yep, you already know.
That
how
is
it go.
simplifying things quite a bit, but then when you consider how the Sentinels are written in Days of
Boy,
Future Past, it's
boy.
certainly warranted.
They took down
This
some
movie doesn't
main.
give characters plot armor of any kind. The Sentinels don't try to capture them or restrain them. They go for kill shots nearly every single time.
Every
They
single
stab,
time.
slice, burn, whatever they need to do to defeat their opponents. It's actually really brutal, and it's jarring seeing your favorite childhood superheroes get ripped in half.
I got a serious question. When you think about it, who is like yo? If you a nerd and you still watching this video like a real nerd, who is the strongest in your opinion? Strongest villain or strongest character if plot armor wasn't a thing? And y'all know what I mean, bro, because y'all be seeing it. It be moments where somebody will lose a fight or loses, and it's like, bro, you could have really won if you would have tried to have the attempt to kill or do something. But I just want to know, bro, because I promise you, I could count so many times,
For dismember.
unlimited.
But damn, it is effective.
Boy, so many
It
times
gives
the
the plot
motherfucker could
some
have
real
won a fight,
stakes
but
and
no,
makes the
plot
opposition
armor.
intimidating. It makes you question what you always known about these films in the back of your head.
Oh
and
yeah,
say,
these was the
shit,
yeah,
are
those
the
was
X-Men
the
actually going to lose?
in the early
Because
film.
it's hard to see how they could
Like
actually
in
win
the
against
early
these things.
time period.
It's ballsy to try and do this in any kind of media, but when it's pulled off well, it's always worth it.
Man, y'all
10 years
missed out
later,
on this
and it
movie.
still is.
That's X-Men
The special
film
effects for
ever.
the Sentinels and their adaptations still look great. They're still incredibly intimidating, brutal, and absolutely relentless.
Just look at
This
him,
movie
boy.
really set a gold standard for Marvel villains, and nothing else has really lived up to it yet. Considering the state of most current Marvel projects, be it shows or films, I think
Well,
the
I think
creative
that was
teams
a
could really
nail.
take a lot away from Days of Future Past and the way the Sentinels are written and used in the movie so expertly. In a comic book movie, where the suspension of disbelief is already very high,
Damn.
it's tough to make the audience be afraid of the antagonist, but here, they did it right. What do you think? Were the Sentinels effective villains? I certainly thought so 10 years ago in the theater, and I think they still hold up
10
today.
years.
But let me know in the comments what you think,
Well, I'm
and
getting
if
old.
you enjoyed the video,
Damn.
go ahead and drop a like. And if you want to see
Damn.
more, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'll see
Damn,
you
I'm
next
sorry,
time.
y'all. That just caught me off guard. Listen, first off, W video, in my opinion, because I'm a nerd and I love videos like that, doing recaps and stuff like that. Well, you just forget. Let me tell you something. His question was, did the villains really affect the main heroes? On everything I love, bro, forget plot armor. It really wasn't none in that film. If you watched it, the Sentinels were, bro, they were successful, but Logan pulled a buzzer beater. And I'm talking about Wolverine. But listen, that's the end of this video. Y'all already know the motherfucking vibes. Like I always say, leave a comment below if you fucked with it. Let me know what you fucked with. If you didn't even like this video and you don't give a damn, I mean, you can just click the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? But listen, bro, y'all already know the vibes, man. We finna hit the motherfucking dip. You better watch out, lil' shorty take a shirt. You thought I ain't had no bars, lil' nigga better skip. I just seen a bad bitch. She was grooving. I was gonna say she grooving on the hips. Listen, I really got bars, but I be trying to slow myself down because I gotta let some of these rap niggas catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really be these niggas really my sons, so like I really be having to put them in place. But look, I'm gonna end it on that note. I don't know why I just said all that. Listen, bro, Dooley J without a doubt, and y'all know the vibes, bro.